Hi, friends, and good morning. I've resumed my morning walk yet again, and today's weather is really good. As usual, it has rained the night before, and there's a butterfly. Hold on, let me show you. It's so pretty. Look. I don't know if it's a moth of some kind or a butterfly, but it's such a pretty sight to see in the morning. So, as usual, you tend to see a lot of butterflies on your walks, and finally, I got to show one, including a moth. I don't know if it's a moth or a butterfly, but these tend to come out right after a good downpour, or maybe when the next day is fresh, and you can see pre monsoon approaching. So it's quite warm today, but not in an unpleasant way. Gotta squeeze in from the trees. So, how's everyone's morning been? Sort of just started my walk right now and I'm already craving a really hearty breakfast. It's not that good because we all do walks solely for improvement, and sometimes those just don't work because as you start burning calories, you burn a lot of energy. I start craving a lot of, I guess, typical Indian खाना, like छोले भटूरे मुझे बहुत पसंद है, मुझे बहुत अच्छा लगता है, and that's one of the disadvantages for me as a foodie to be walking early in the morning. Sort of just crave a very nutritious meal. As you can see, my pace is pretty good today, but you can see the greenery. So, so majestic today. It's pretty good. Looks pretty green, looks pretty alive. I always like the feeling of coming out, I guess, and having a walk when it has just rained the day before. I know we all can relate with the feeling of liking the scent of how everything seems to smell right after rain. And by the way, there's like a puddle near me. So, some vehicles may be speeding by, and it's sort of nerve wracking for me because I don't want any water to splash on me. You can see there are a lot of fallen leaves on the footpaths. We have swept them away, and we're nearing a tea garden again. One day, I will tell you all about when the plucking is done for the tea leaves and how often we get to see them. So, I'm near towards the tea garden. You can see. Almost astounding that you can see how the plantation workers know exactly which tea leaves to pluck, but that will be a topic for another day. You can see. So bright. I hope that was visible. To give you all my walking update, I am nearing towards 2K steps right now. I have a really long way to go. I wanted to talk about how we can somewhat appreciate how the weather is right now. At least the forecast is somewhat merciful on me because usually the transition is pretty rough towards summer. To give you a better look, this is my view. You get to see this every day, by the way, when you're on a walk. I really like this part where it's pretty sunny and you can see a lot of trees. This is the view I was talking about. Usually you tend to see a lot of plucking, and the plantation workers are often looking for new tea leaves to pluck on a daily basis for the roasting season. Look at the forest right here. This is the view. There are a lot of trees. You can hear a bird. I'm going to try to spot it. I can hear the sound of the bird somewhere, but I cannot exactly spot where. Oh no, it stopped. And I was trying to show you in the recording earlier that I guess I saw like a bird, but I don't think I caught on camera. I had a problem before switching to, I guess, correct me if I'm wrong, I don't know the word for it, like laceless shoes. We all have the struggle where we are trying to wear sneakers in the morning and you just sort of fumble with these laces and you cannot exactly wear them. They just end up untying sometime, or you trip over your laces. And the shoes I'm wearing right now, my socks are sort of ankle length. So the thing is that the shoe is sort of rubbing off on my ankle. It's pretty uncomfortable. But you gotta do what you gotta do. I just came across a really pretty tree in the distance. Let me see if I can catch a glimpse of it. Hold on. Seen this tree on my morning walk. I don't know if it's a flower tree, but if any of you guys know the name, I don't really know what it's called. And I also wanted to mention another thing. You can see that I've worn a hairband today and my hair is sort of puffing up here. The problem I'm having nowadays is that the front bits of my hair, like the baby hair, they tend to grow out curly for some reason and they're in all sorts of directions. I don't know what is the problem because I tend to oil my hair often, like once a week, and I shampoo my hair once a week as well. I take good care of it, but sometimes, I have to wear a hairband like today, and for an instance, I have to wear hair clips, and sometimes I have to put on hair wax whenever I'm tying my hair up. Does anyone know why this happens? Please, if you have any solution, let me know in the comments below. Tell me why it happens because I'm absolutely clueless on why this occurs, and I'm starting to get fed up of this thing altogether. So by the way, we have just crossed the previous tea garden and I'm nearing my 4K steps, 4,000 steps. And we have just reached the Morgong and Gulma tea estate. Hi everyone, I'm back and I'm doing my return journey now. I did around 7,000 steps and I have to walk another 7,000 steps to cover up the distance to go back. And you can see it's pretty sunny. The sun has started to warm up more and you can assume it's about 28, 29 degrees right now. One good thing is that there's still breeze. There are a lot of trees on the footpath and I wonder how old these trees might be because trees tend to be really old and I always wanted to know how we can check the exact age or probably age of these trees. And if you guys know how to exactly check the probable ages of them, please let me know in the comments. I've always wondered how trees tend to grow so huge. You can also see the variety of leaves on the trees with the different types of trees that we can see. There are a few dried up ones over there. I guess that tree is ready for growing new ones. And you can see, I guess those are the chewed up ones. You can see the bigger leaves over here. They may have a use of some kind, but I'm not really sure. Once again, let me know if you know what these certain trees are called or what they could be used for. But if you go more in depth in the forest, you can see a lot more variety. You can see different kinds of flowers and different kinds of plants and insects and even wildlife. As I was talking about the trees and wondering how you could check their probable ages, they could be around 20, 30 years old. And it makes me wonder how many things have they sort of adapted to or seen or been through? Because it seems to me that they have been here for decades on end. I wonder how they adapt with changing environment altogether. Because if you think about it, the world was pretty different at least 20, 30 years ago. So it's fascinating, it's a really big mystery how they tend to somewhat adapt and grow more big and luscious. And I also find it very intriguing that, trees give out oxygen and we tend to breathe it, they help us a lot. How do they do that? I know the exact thing, but how do they even sort of process it, It's a really big mystery. Trees are really fascinating if you look at them. But unfortunately, I'm not really that good in terms of identifying or sort of giving them names or seeing what kind of tree they are, or I can't even tell their probable age by looking at their bark or the log because I'm not really a botanist. But you guys can share your determining the age of the trees and let me know how trees tend to fascinate you. Oh, I just saw a few goats. Like I just saw a baby goat. Let me switch the camera and show it to you. I just saw these goats sitting on the side of the footpath and oh, they're going. But some of them might be adolescent and the one in the corner could be a baby. That could be the mother or the father. I'm really bad at identifying the varieties of goats itself. What must they be thinking while walking? I've always had this thing where I was wondering what animals think when they're walking and the baby's going. I wonder what the baby could be thinking. How they're leisurely sitting in the sun or sniffing things. I wonder if they're taking a sun bath or they're trying to get a tan. They could be getting a tan, or maybe they have somewhat of a simplistic concept of, I guess, vitamin D. They're trying to get some vitamin D. I just completed about 14,264 steps. I'm so glad to be completing my walking goal today, but I will be stopping the video soon. I wish I could walk more, but when there are certain scratches on your legs or you have a burning sensation from the chafing, it tends to hurt a lot. It's causing me a lot of discomfort, stinging a lot, and the sweat is just adding more onto it. But moving aside, when I'll be reaching home, starting with my routine after the walking, I will have a liter of water. I always tend to have at least 3 or 4 liters of water a day because hydration is very important. And I will be having a really cold shower at least to freshen myself up. Then I'll be having my breakfast. For my breakfast today, I'll be having a slice of toast or a slice of bread with butter. And I like to enjoy my breakfast with some form of protein as well. So I'll be having at least a sunny side up egg, which could be about 2 or 3 eggs combined, because I believe protein also gives you some sort of energy to get through the day. And I'll be pairing that with baked beans. Some fiber is very important. Sorry, I just saw a stick on the floor, so I sort of trampled over it. But I will be somewhat resuming my routine again, get through the day. And I do need to treat my injury quite a bit because I'm starting to get feet cramps again. Guys, if you have any suggestions, please let me know how to avoid the cramps on the bottom of my feet, because whenever I'm walking, it tends to hurt a lot and I don't know how to fix it. So please give me your kind of suggestions and advice on maybe prevention of the potential pain. So I'll be ending the video here. Make sure to like and subscribe, and please give your kind of suggestions down in the comment section below. And I wish you a good day ahead, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.